had a slightly winded 13.14. He's come to prove that he can do it.
This is Deja Russell.
Yeah, at the youth level, World Youth Champion, 2017, fourth in the World Junior Championship, represented Jamaica at the Commonwealth Games as a schoolboy. He trying to get back to his best.
This is Norman Pittersgill, lane 7. MVP.
Yeah, Petersville representing MVP. They having a fine championship so far.
And Andre Douglas, as we told you before, is in lane 8.
Could feel this. Douglas is going to have to hustle from the outside lane.
If the elite indication is anything to go by, Tyler Mason will be up there alongside Philip Lamont.
Had a good chat with Deja Russell at Jamaica College a few weeks ago. Had a wood chopping 13.6 run there. Says he's flying in practice and has had those 3 weeks until now to smooth things out. His training partner is Hansel Parker, and his coach is the excellent Fitz Coleman.
All right, so center their blocks for semifinal 2 of 3. They see the men's 1 centimeter hurdles. Top 2 advance automatically. Campbell in 3, Lemonius 4, Mason in 5, Russell in 6, Petersgill in 7, Douglas lines up in lane 8. Lemonius came into these championships as the Jamaican joint second on the Jamaican list. 13-2-4 along with Hansel Parchment. But we saw Orlando Bennett go down 13-4 in the opening semi-final. So this could be close. Also waiting the instructions from the officials. So the athletes are asked to step away from the starting area. Not sure why, but certainly they'll be looking to keep warm as they experience this delay.
Yeah, Lemonius though has improved as the season has gone on. Opened the season in California at 13.92 and has come down steadily over the season. When he got to the NCAA Championship outdoor, it was 13.24, stunning the field to take that win. So he's looked good all season at his average best this year, 10 best legal times, 13.36. So just about close to his personal best.
NCAA champion, the former Jamaica College standout. Yes, he should have for company another former Jamaica College standout in Tyler Mason, who has really come on this season, gentlemen, and has surprised even.
The surprise onlookers, I get, and I've gotten indication from people close to him that he's changed a lot of things. So in terms of his hydration, his recovery, he's paid a lot more attention now because he said it's crunch time. He's done so much as a junior. He wants to live up to that expectation that
he's 28 now.
At 28 years old. So
time is now.
Yeah, the time is now. But hurdlers, they tend to sprint hurdlers. That is, they tend to get better the older they get, and I think he is hitting that twilight period in his career.
Tyler, a fantastic high school hurdler in class 3 and class 2 for Jamaica College. Went pro early, got to the Pan Am final, and then spun off the curve and has found his way back to elite performance. And there he is walking back with purpose. He knows this is go time.
Yeah.
This is the World Champs here. Next year's the Olympic Games with World Champs in Tokyo in 2025. If you want to make your mark, well, you're at the peak of your physical condition, this is the time to start.
Pardon the interruption, gentlemen. I just a bit of quick news from the U.S. trials. Shakira Richardson running 21.61 in the 200 meters there.
Yeah, wind reading positive 2.6 meters per second.
Yeah, 2.6 meters per second. Yeah.
She looks superb this season. And in a sense, it's really good to see it because her trainer's run off the tracks a couple of times. Has never gone to our World Champs, never gone to the Olympic Games, and yet we know the speed is there. So it's great to see her pulling it together and laying it out onto the track.
USA gear before.
because she hasn't competed even at the junior level, though she is the world junior
Right.
record holder over 100 meters. But this is what we have needed for a very long time, because this is how you set up a story. You have, for whatever means, people may have their protagonists and their antagonists. This is how you sell a story. This is how you sell a storyline for any competition.
You mentioned changes that Tyler Mason has made in his, personal surroundings and his preparation and so on, and you get the feeling that Shakari Richardson has done that as well, even how she is carrying herself on the track.
Made a big change before the 100 final in the US trials. Took her wig off.
I think that was symbolic, just to show that she's done with that aspect, that bit of extra flair that she used to carry.
In the 100,
Yeah.
her slowest time in the sequence comes in the final in the US trial. So she has to work on that if she's to take care of business against someone like a Sharika Jackson. The Talu who has changed coaches, no longer straining at top speed. So it's not all done and dusted because the world still offers maximum opposition. But for Shakari to begin to fulfill her enormous potential, it's good to see.
Yeah, and people should also remember that she went pro after just uh, not a full season, one season at LSU. So she went pro very early, and it makes for an interesting development how she's come through her first full professional season, then into her second professional season. She's, and as noted by a lot of athletes, Hans Parchment telling the story about how he changed his whole approach to preparation. It does help. It will help.
For the interview last year after
Yeah.
the trials, in the last few weeks, getting ready for this, and you can see the devotion required to be top class.
Yeah, by the way, being told here that the holdup we have on track is because they're trying to get it sorted in terms of Gianna Roberts, who was initially not listed, should be in lane 2. My memory says Gianna Roberts was also in El Salvador at the CAC games.
Yeah. It's a whirlwind trip for him.
And so perhaps.
Yeah, it was DQ. He was disqualified.
Tough on the hurdles there,
Yeah.
lots of disqualifications, and
So this is
Yeah.
Robert Snow.
What do you make of that, though, Hubert? Him making it back home from El Salvador after
I-
traveling
I-
from the US to El Salvador and then to Jamaica for these
I
championships?
thought to myself that those who could make it should, because the big deal this year is Budapest. If you have a chance to make that team, you should move heaven and earth to take that chance. So it's great to see him.
Yeah, I think a bit tougher on someone like Yannick Dale. Certainly for the 100, she wouldn't have been able to make it. But she didn't show up for the 200 meters either. So
But won that event, 22.89. Yannick Dale, former Roger Clark and Heidel High stand
And
out.
an issue with the programming for track and field, given that Budapest is the big assignment for the world for this year, you don't want the CSC games to block people and force them to choose between the CSC games and the World Championships.
Yep.
If it was me making that choice, I'd be choosing the World Championships.
Yeah. Completely agree with you, Hubert, because in fact, World Athletics actually designates this window for countries in this,
But
in this
again-
hemisphere for
Trials.
national
Well, let me
championships.
play devil's advocate, though. I mean, but for some athletes,
They're
it's,
too
it's, a, it's
nice
a chance
do
to
that too
it's a
well,
chance
though.
to represent your country, though, and particularly for
No,
those
well,
who
no problem with that.
haven't
Just
as yet.
no problem with that. Just it clashes with the
scheduling,
national
scheduling,
championships.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the scheduling could have been,
And,
either
and
before
some
or
of the
after.
discussion I'm told between the J3s and the athletes was that if you went to CAC, it was almost a trade off because of the geography and the flight time and so on for most of the events. So
Yeah, and remember our national championship is later this year than it was last year.
typically. All right, so athletes for semi-final, 2 finally being sent to their blocks. Gianna Roberts is in 1. LaFrance Campbell, Roberts is in 2. Campbell in 3. Lemonius for Mason in 5. Russell 6. Peters Gale 7. Douglas in lane 8. Lemonius has been having a wonderful season. Mason has been having a comeback season. The battle expected between these two. And out early is Mason. Lemonia still have some work to do. Roberts going well in lane 2, but is Tyler Mason, who is decimating this field at the moment. Going for personal best. They see Mason stumbles at the final hurdle, but comes across in a flash time of 13:1:0. And my, he seems to be running with a tremendous purpose. 13:1:2, a big personal best for Tyler Mason. You could see how, you could tell he was aiming for a particular mark as he really put foot to pedal midway the event.
Yeah, as we look back at the replay here, Dwayne.
Yeah, Tyler Mason got out like a rocket from the start, and I think that threw Lemonius off. Roberts on his inside, running well, but Tyler Mason on a mission this year. He disappointed with the win at the Racers Grand Prix, but no, stumbles and hits hurdle number 10, but comes through brilliantly to land a new personal best. He looks the part like the elite athlete he is. He, at the junior level, top of the top. And now Tyler Mason going so fast that he hits hurdle 10, but that doesn't matter. He comes through to get a new personal best in this semi-final to set up himself for the final.
And there's more there. Hits hurdle 10 and eases off the gas to get 13.12. Giant pain in one race though. Lemonius off balance early, hits hurdles and jogs across the finish. His season undone in this 6th place in this semi-final.
Jenna Roberts 13.33 for second, takes that second automatic spot. Russell at 13.39 is on the bubble to advance to the final as well. Russell at 13.39, that could well be a personal best for Dejour Russell also.
Yeah. Close to it.
I think coming in at 13.6, so 13.3
season's best for him. Yeah, 13.10 is his personal best.
13.39 for Dejour Russell.
Yeah, his personal best at the 99.1 centimeters, 13.10, 13.04 at the 91.4 centimeters. So he, back in 2018,
but at this height, what's his first?
13.10.
And Mason moves to 13.12, number 6 Jamaica all-time in the men's sprint hurdles. Moves past Andrew Riley, the former Commonwealth champion. That's Damian Thomas, World Junior Champion 2018.
I think the wind reading for that previous heat was bang on 2 meters per second. As we look at the lane assignments here for the 3rd and final semi-final, Damian Thomas, the Olympic champion, Hansel Parchment, Jaheim Hale, Jarvis Simmons, Joel Bryan, and Isaiah Patrick.
Yeah, and that 2.0 meters per second wind is significant for Tyler Mason because saw him a couple Sundays ago and he expressed just disappointment with not being able to get a positive win, a legal win at the Racers Grand Prix because he's in good shape, he's in good form, and he just excited about his prospect once again. And I think he's looking forward to what is to come for the rest of the season.
Wow, these hurdles, brilliant. Women's hurdles, speedy. And that first men's hurdles race, despite the delay, nippy to 13.12 for Tyler Mason. Welcome back, Tyler Mason.
After he ran that race at Racers Grand Prix, he says, "I'm back from the dead." This is Damian Thomas.
Yeah. Damian Thomas, formerly of LSU, national junior champion, world junior champion.
This is Hansel Parchment, the Olympic champion from 2021, world silver, Olympic bronze in 2012. The first Jamaican to go sub 13 at 12.94. That's his personal best.
Yeah, the applause will go up for Parchment.
This is Jaheim
Hales, Syracuse, school known for their basketball, but he a bronze medalist from the NCAA. Hales.
Jarvis Simmons now.
Yeah, and national junior college champion Jarvis Simmons, formerly of Excelsior, and has looked good in his season so far.
This is Joel Bryan from MVP. And on the very outside, Kingston College's Isaiah Patrick.
Grenadian, the champs, the decathlon champion, and outstanding pole vaulter, working on his decathlon here with multiple events in the national championships.
So the top two
On your mark.
automatic to the next round. Parchment here with Thomas.
Hasn't had a perfect season, Hansel Parchment, and this race a test of his tried and proven ability to come through adversity. He's of course Olympic champion, and he's trying to go all the way through to Paris next year.
Certainly tried and proven is Hansa Parchment as he settles along with the other athletes for semi-final 3 of 3.
Set.
See the men's 100 hurdles and sent off. Thomas is out quickly. Parchment comes back at him, but it's Damien Thomas. Parchment now takes aim and goes by Thomas, the Olympic champion and the world championship medalist. Parchment comes across with the win from Thomas, and Hales comes through for third. 13:29 is the winning time for Parchment.
A really good start for Hansel Parchment for him at 13.29. Got to the lead at hurdle number 4 with Thomas, his Olympic teammate from Tokyo, right beside him, and the two big men kept going all the way to the finish. Thomas second at 13.40. Second look, great start for Thomas, but by hurdle number 3, the yellow-clad Parchment is with him, and the dignified, stylish Olympic champion takes command. The margin is not big, but it's enough for Hansel Parchment.
Yeah, and Parchment always so relaxed and not panicking. He didn't get a good start like Thomas, but still at hurdle 3, 4, 5, he comes through on a canter, skims the hurdles, gets off hurdle number 10, and with 10 meters to run to the line, he eases through. Time is now. He close to his season's best at 13:24. Hasn't run much this year, only 3 races up until this point, and you know he has quality, the Olympic champion.
So Hansa Parchment 13:29 advances along with the Damian Thomas 13:40 automatically at 13:51. Jaheim Hales might just have gone into that next 2 best times along with Dejo Russell at 13:39.
Yeah, and again, like the women, the quality of our men's sprint hurdles so good. No Ronald Levy, but still producing.
No
great
Omar McLeod.
No Omar McLeod. Philip Lemonius didn't get through. So still a high quality field with high caliber athletes.
And you still feel that out of this, you could have 1, 2, maybe 3 men in the final with a chance to medal. Maybe.
So the finalists, Rashid Broadbell and Orlando Bennett from semi-final 1, and Tyler Mason, Gianna Roberts, and Dejo Russell coming through as one of the fastest losers from semi-final 2, and from semi-final 3, Parchment and Thomas taking the automatic spots, and Hales getting that second fastest loser spot to the final.
Hurdles were hot. Yannick Thompson, 12.54. Wow.
Megan Tepper,
12.44.
crazy.
I think these are kind of conditions that sprinters want to, run in and have real stirring battles.
There was a day at Champs, Friday, 2013, when Javon Matson broke the Class 3 records, and it feels like we've had 3 of those days here, back to back to back.
Yeah, I think it's not just sprinters.
right
I think everyone would like these conditions. I don't really like when it's too windy or it's too hot. These conditions for track and field, I think again consideration must be taken in when you're packaging a product like track and field. You don't want to have spectators sitting in the stadium for the entire day. You just want to compact it so everyone can get the best out of even the performances as possible.
All right, before we get to the 400s, let's take a look back at the action we saw in the half lap event in the 200 meters a little earlier on.
All right, so this would have been the women's event, and Sharika Jackson, a 100-meter champion, looking just supreme and superb in taking semi-final one at ease, and showing just why she'll be one to beat in Budapest once she comes through these national championships.
Like Forbes on the
Natalia
outside
White
just
was
got
second.
there.
Yeah, Forbes snuck through on the outside actually, Jeremy, just at the end to get it ahead of Jackson 22.84. Jackson was 22.88. This one now
Shelley
Shelley
Fraser
Price.
Price, her seasonal debut, running the half lap event. She says not her preferred event, but certainly holding off Thomas. She came across the line there.
2013 world champion in the 200 meters, Shelley and Fraser Price.
It's now semi-final 3. Ivona Davis, the NCAA bronze medalist. And took charge as he came off the turn. The former Eden Allen standout really powered home to victory, booking her spot in tomorrow's final. Dean Williams also came through that semi-final as well. On the men's side, this now is Andrew Hudson. His first competitive race since about April thereabouts. In the end, 20.33 was his time, but looking like he's ready for that final tomorrow as he took that first semi-final.
Rashid Dwyer in the middle, the 2021 Olympic finalist that came here as a Jamaican season lead at 20.40. That changed a few minutes before this race, but here Dwyer, the 1980 man, in command in his semi-final heat.
Right, had his issues in the 100 meters and looking for redemption is Johan Blake. He came off the turn here in this third semi-final wearing his new Puma gear. Johan Blake said he wouldn't run another competitive 200 meters at a global event. So certainly turned up for his semi-final and booked his spot in tomorrow's final.
Yeah, so we await the start of the women's 400 meters. And another event that Jamaica will be looking to climb the podium later this year in Budapest, Hungary. And we've seen some outstanding performances so far on the men's side actually in this event. From a Jamaican perspective, Natoya Gould-Toppin.
I'm surprised she's entered here because her event, the 800 meters, is yet to come in this meet. And I wonder if there's going to be, an energy clash. But she is quite good at 400 meters. The 800 may have a little trace. We got to the World Champ semis. And so it's not quite as easy as it would normally be. But it's a sign that she's feeling fit.
Yeah, and I think the last conversation I had with her last year, she thinks she's quality enough to be included in the 4x4 relay pool, not just for the flat 400 4x4, but the mixed relay as well. So to give herself an option to be a part of that. So it's good to see her there. She has speed to burn.
Yeah, she's set to come up in Heat 3, incidentally.
Yeah, that's McPherson, national indoor record holder over 400 meters.
World Championships bronze medalist. Moscow 2013.
49.24.
Candice McLeod, finalist last year.
And the year before the Olympic Games.
And I think I calculated.
It's so exciting up here in the commentary box.
Lots of action.
I think I calculated risk though being taken by Natoya. Perhaps figuring, okay, I'm safe in the 800. No worries there. Already will be booking my ticket to Budapest in that. So take the chance here, go in the 400. That's Khalees Spencer Carter.
Now the Olympic bronze medalist from 2012, Commonwealth champion in Iraq in 2014, and at her best, a fearsome 40-meter runner. And back at it, looks great. This is Rhonda White, out early in the 4 hurdles heats, and former CSC 4 hurdles champion.
Yeah, I wondered if, it might have been an injury for White in the 4 hurdles, but the fact that she's back here Hopefully that means everything is okay. So second shot at it for white. That's Janelle Bromfield on screen now. She'll go in lane 5.
World Junior bronze in 2016. An Olympian has done great service for Jamaica on the 4x4, both women's and mixed. And last year gave this event a right old try. Big run into the straightaway. And Kenneth McLeod has changed coaches over since last year. 50.80 this season.
Yeah, McLeod, a part of great relay teams for Jamaica as well, has come on late in her career. Stand up for being good at 400-meter hurdles as well at the junior level, but she's found her niche in the 400 meters. Has looked good.
Went to UE, matured and developed there, and now is one of the world's finest 400-meter runners. Mature anchor in Tokyo.
Yeah, here's the lineup for the first of 3 preliminary round races. Kalisa Carter in 1, MVP. And Naja Gibson in 2, Ricky Ann Russell, the schoolgirl of Homo Technical in 3, Candice McLeod, Puma 4, Janelle Bromfield, Adidas 5, Ashley Williams, Sprint Tech 6, Rhonda White, Adidas 7, and Tobia Jenkins, Sprint Tech 8.
Good field for a heat, my national champion. No first round races, the men's first round late last night, no parallel event for the women, but still high quality. And great to see Steph McPherson there. Says she feels she's coming towards the end of her career, and her targets now. She wants to get the medals, but she wants to get the records. The record 49.30 by Lorraine Fenton in 2002, 21 years ago.
Yeah, you mentioned surprising entries also among the entrants here. Cheyenne Salmon and Genevieve Russell in heats 2 and 3. That's Ricky and Russell on screen.
Yeah, Russell, fastest school girl this year, number 2 in the world at the under 20 level, 51.26. Has run 51 sub 52 seconds twice this year.
That's Naja Gibson.
Yeah, and interestingly, as you pointed out, Dwayne, with Gould running the 400, of course, you don't have to run the 400 to be considered for the 4x4s.
Yeah, well, we've had discussions about that, and she said she feels as if she's been overlooked because of that, because she hasn't proven her 400 speed. So she's come here to put that down to just kind of put her hat in the ring.
Yeah, this is Rhonda White. She's in lane 7, which means there's no Tovia Jenkins in lane 8.
CSC for hurdles champion a couple of years back, and at her best, solid on the 4x4 as well.
From Adidas. Rhonda White.
Yeah, didn't finish the 400-meter hurdles. We'll look to see what kind of shape she's in.
This is Ashley Williams now. Sprint Tech.
Star schoolgirl for Homewood has come through some injuries at GC Foster, having a bright season for Sprint Tech in 2023.
We're at 52.11 this year.
So Janelle Bromfield should be in lane 5, but it looks like the officials are asking the athletes actually to leave the track. We'll figure out why in a short while and relay that information to you as soon as we have it. Strange, because the public announcer was actually introducing the announcement.
Yeah. Saw delay.
.48 now, because the person who did the sub 48, the 47.60, Marita Cock in that season, 10.97, 21.78. You have to have really burning speed to
This
go
was in
that fast.
1985
85 at the World Cup
yeah.
in Cranbrook, Australia.
Many moons ago.
But let's see. That's
But
why
yeah.
I run the races.
And that's why you run the races, and that's why, because people would have had their thoughts about her running the 400. Would she be as prolific as she's over the 400-meter hurdles? And she's proving each race she's getting better.
It's a good year to try it. No Shauna Miller Weebo. But if you're Shauna Miller Weebo and you're 48.7, when you come back, if you come back to that event, you've got to be ready to run fast.
Yeah, there's no Shauna Miller El Salwa Eden Nasa just coming back to her own. Paulino as well there, but it's not as high intensity as in previous years.
Yeah. Both Sydney McLaughlin-Lebron and Carson Farholm has done outerworldly performances in the 4 hurdles. But what separates them, though, is when you see Sydney come down to the 400, she's still hugely competitive and running still very fast, but quite not the same for Varholm against the men's equivalent. And I think, that makes you give Sydney McLaughlin-Lebron that
She is a
extra bit of
fantastic athlete.
respect.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is fantastic, but I think the difference with her and Carson Varholm, she learns the 400-meter event each time she runs it. Varholm doesn't run that many 400 meters. The run this season has run 4, almost 5 races in the space of a month and a half. Before that, people were speculating, when is she going to show up? When is she going to open her season? Since then, she's gone and gotten better each time she's run. So she learning the event as she goes along.
She loves competing against Jamaicans, by the way. She has had that love
From the
competing.
relays.
Yes, from the Fed relays, and that she really enjoys
Union
competing
Catholic High.
with against the Jamaicans. Yes.
Salmon, Garrett White, that group all raced against her at Penn in those early days. Fantastic athlete.
They made the Olympic Games at 16 years of age.
Got to the semis,
And it's been up ever since then.
swapped the Olympic Games for the World Juniors, and a Cockrell won the 4 hurdles there. She went on to a great career at USC in college. Some injury issues now, but she also a fantastic young lady in the 4 hurdles.
Yeah, still waiting to get word on the women's 400 meters.
But from what I've noticed, I think they've brought out the speaker boxes, because those weren't there before the 400-meter start, so they brought them down from the 110-meter hurdle start line. So didn't have those implements there. They are on screen now that we're looking at. They weren't there before, so they carted them up and got things put in place before the start of the women's 400.
Right, so our investigations have revealed that the speaker boxes were the issue,
Or the absence.
and the absence thereof.
The national record 49.20 set on the 19th of July 2002, heading for his 21st birthday.
By the great Lorraine Fenton, 49.30. And we've had so many great quarter milers since then, Hubert, but no one able to Sherry Jackson at one point. It was being touted.
Yeah. Sherika Williams had gotten close as well.
Yeah.
49.32.
Yeah, McPherson 49.34 had gotten close at the Olympic Games as well as the semi-final when she had finished ahead of Alison Felix. So the present quality is there.
Yeah, of course, Lorraine Fenton, Olympic medals, multiple World Champs medals, and the national record. Pretty square on the best of all time for Jamaica 400 meters.
By the way, the fastest Jamaican in the event this season, Stacey Ann Williams at 50.12. There's also Nikisha Price, number 2 on that list, the Jamaican list, that is at 50.23. So
Approaching a threshold in the women's 400 as well. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, that 48.74 by McLaughlin Lebron is now the fastest time in the world, displacing Marlene Paulino at 48.98.
Shauna Miller Weaver, who would have taken a break just to have her first child. Has done so and is pretty much back on track in terms of training and looking to resume competition.
Yeah, competing in the heptathlon and the Bahamian national trials. You know, having a good time it seems. You
Not
know,
randomly though, Weibo, Basil Weibo, her husband, is a world-class decathlete who won a medal at the World Championships in Doha. So she's been flirting with the idea for a while of trying that event, the heptathlon, because she sees her husband doing that workout all the time ever since they were in college at Georgia. So that's it's not just
and maybe there's a friendly family wager on the table. I remember when she finished world championship with a medal, her husband didn't get a medal that year, and then the next year came back to win a
She's
medal.
coming back as super mommy then.
Yeah, no limit to her capabilities for sure.
But would you advise her to take up that event on a serious
what I
level?
can see her doing, given that McLaughlin is coming across into her territory, is to go out there. There's never been a 400-meter hurdler with her type of speed. She's 6'2" or so, legs for days, and therefore I can see her being a quick study in the four hurdles and coming down to fast times in no time flat.
Wow. All right, so let's.
Yeah, they're going to do the introductions again, Jerry Main, for the 400 meters. So, of course, no lane 8, no Tovia Jenkins. So we go to lane 7. This is Rhonda White.
Former CSC 4 hurdles champion, out of that event in this championship here in the flat 400.
Yeah, Ashley Williams is in lane 6.
Yeah, 52.19 this season. Has run her best time this year, over 400 meters. Looking good. Pan American 4x4 silver medalist.
Janelle Bromfield lines up in lane 5.
Was in the final last year, 2016 World Junior Bronze medalist, and part of Olympic 4x4 teams, both for the women and the mixed team.
This is Candice McLeod now in lane 4.
Reigning national champion, a finalist in the Olympic Games 2021 and the World Championship 2022, a medalist in the relays at the Olympic Games and the World Championships, bronze and silver.
This is Ricky and Russell now in lane 3.
Not far off the champs record this year at 51.26. The very next week went to the Bahamas and won the curve the title.
In lane 2 is Naja Gibson.
Yeah, representing Life University, Naja Gibson, a big part of their 4x4 team.
And this is Khalees Carter in lane 1.
2012 Olympic bronze at 4 hurdles, and Cornwall champion the following year at 4 hurdles. She's a fine 400-meter runner at her very best. This is Candice McLeod, the world and Olympic 4 finalist.
Fastest in the field as well at 49.51 at her best. The defending champion for the event, decked out in her blue Puma gear, and she has the eyeglasses to match, the hair to match, the track to match, and inside their blocks. First semi-final of the women's 400 meters. So they're sent off a clean break. McLeod gets out quickly and goes hunting and takes aim at Janelle Brumfield. So it is Candice McLeod who is leading by way of the stagger as they head down on the back stretch. Ricky and Russell is also going to work. Gibson left way back. And up top, Rhonda White is also going well. But it's Brumfield and McLeod. 150 meters to go. McLeod takes control as they come off the turn and head into the straightaway. So it is Candice McLeod showing just why she is at the defending champion in the event as she moves away from the field. Rhonda White now on the outside goes into second place. And it's the top two who advance automatically. So it's McLeod ahead of White and Williams taking third. Bromfield settling for fourth. But your winner at 51.36 is Candice McLeod.
Very nice run for Candice McLeod. Had this one measured all the way. Solid first 100 meters. Classic 400 meters. Trapped on the mark straight away. When she got to the top curve, leaned the head over, hit some gas through 350, and by that time, had this first semi-final wrapped up, Dwayne?
Yeah, she ran 4 even 100 meters from the start. She got out very moderately and into the backstretch, got up to the shoulder of Janelle Bromfield. And the picture of Candice McLeod running down the center of the lane, and she looks so easy, so composed. Ronda White making a lot of running up this race on the outside in the early stages, but at 250 meters now, Candice McLeod begins to unfurl those legs and leans into the curve, gets a little closer to the line this time, and now straightens up into the home stretch and leads the field away and steps away from them, with Ronda White closing and separating herself from Ashley Williams and Janelle Bromfield. But the Olympic and World Championship finalist Candice McLeod shows why she is the defending champion. So great performance from her. She into another national champion final. The lady in blue won't be singing the blues this afternoon. And this evening she looks good, looks composed.
So McLeod 51.36, White 51.99. The top two advancing automatically. Ashley Williams 52.35 and Brumfield at 52.47. We'll wait to see if they advance amongst the next two best times or two fastest losers.
So the second of three semi-finals for the women in the 400 meters on track. That's Stacey Ann Williams. She's run out of lane 4. Here's a full lineup for you. Lanisha Thompson, Asha Hassan, Joanne Reed, Stacey Ann Williams, Cherokee Young, Cheyenne Salmon, Shanike Anderson, and Shaquina Foot. This is Foot now on the very outside in lane 8.
Former Petersfield star did a 4.8 double at Carifta in the Cayman Islands in 2019.
This is lane 7, Shanike Anderson of MVP.
Yeah, 53.10. Her personal best. Will have to look to get close to that to get a shot into the final.
This is Cheyenne Salmon now in lane 6.
Important now, didn't make the 4 hurdles team, but has run a big 4x4 for Jamaica, a 50.8 league for Jamaica at the World Juniors in 2018.
This is Stacey Ann Williams.
Yeah.
In fact, this is Cherokee Young in lane 5.
Cherokee Young 50.45 this season. She medalist at the NACAC area 2021. Glittering resume from the NCAA level with multiple medals at that stage.
Stacey Ann Williams is in lane 4.
Formerly of Stetson and the University of Texas, leading Jamaican this year 50.16. Long legs, lots of speed.
Joanne Reed lines up in lane 3.
Speaking about legs of speed, Joanne Reed, she runs some fantastic 4x4s for Arkansas. Sits at number 7 for Jamaica this year with 51.49.
Aisat Hassan of Sprint Tech is in lane 2.
In lane number 2, trying to go for a fast time.
Lanisha Thompson is in 1. University of Houston.
Yeah, Thompson will have a tight lane 1 to run from, but she's proven that this season already with some
On your
good run
mark.
for University of Houston.
All right, so screen there is the Stacey Ann Williams, fastest Jamaican this season at 50.12. We've been a part of Jamaica's 4x400 meter team at the World Championships last year. It's Joan Reed, formerly of San Diego, now at first in the USA, and they're sent off, and Williams gets out early. She goes hunting. Cherokee Young has also gone out well. And up top is Cheyenne Salmon. So that is how they're looking as they head down the back stretch. So it's Williams who's looking to join Young. And they've gotten up to the shoulders of Cheyenne Salmon. So it's Cherokee Young from Stacey and Williams. These two know each other quite well from high school days all the way through to college in the USA. Stacey and Williams now with the lead. As they come inside the home stretch, it's Stacey and Williams. Cheyenne Salmon taking aim at Young, who's in second. Young steps forward now. Young goes by Williams to take semi-final 2 ahead of Williams, and Salmon settling for third. The Cherokee Young, who left it for late, but has come through with the win at 50.99.
51-14 for
They
Williams.
met each other at the Racers Grand Prix with a similar result, with
51-17
Cherokee Young running
Joanne
a
Reed.
committed last 100 meters.
Those times
Here it happens again. Here she is.
51-74.
She is from
Those are the times.
Hydel in Jamaica, Texas A&M, and now turned pro early after her ventures as a collegian, and now at 50.99 to win this first semi.
Yeah, great start from Shaquina Foot on the outside. She ran a stout first 200 meters by the middle of the track. Williams, Young, and Salmon, they familiar with each other from the high school level, and Williams, the national leader so far, runs a good first 250 meters and begins to motor with 150 to go. But Salmon, the 400-meter hurdle specialist, trying to come back to them. Williams with about 5 meters on Young. Young, as they did when they battled at the NCAA level, Young starts to reel her in, and so too Salmon going with her former teammate. But it's Young who gets there ahead of Williams, with Salmon finishing fast for third at 51.22, and so too Joanne Reed in the mix as well. But Stacey Ann Williams, the fastest Jamaican this year, has to play second fiddle to her teammate Young, who looked good, looked measured at 50.99 to take the top spot.
Williams out a fraction too hard. Paid for it.
Yeah, so those two, Young and Williams at 50.99 and 51.14 automatically through. Salmon with 51.22 and Reed with 51.74 are now on the bubble with a chance to make it to tomorrow's final. But
Time
one
out for
more
heat number 3.
heat
In
remains.
the lane number 8. 52.33 for best.
So here we are for
Medal in the
heat
4x4
3
the
of
World
3
Olympic Games.
women's 400 meters. Janine Josephs will go in lane 8.
Yeah, World Under 20 medalist at 4x4. One of her best seasons this year in Minnesota.
This is Genevieve Russell now in lane 7.
Champion last night in the 40-meter hurdles, has been a big part of important 4x40 for Jamaica, indoors and outdoors.
Genevieve Russell.
To her inside, Leah Anderson.
51.84 her best.
Leah Anderson, 51.84 her best. She will have to run close to that or better to get into the final.
This is Stephanie Ann McPherson in lane 4. No, it's not.
Bronze,
Oh, we're in lane 5, Nikisha Price.
Nikisha Price from a Vertex star, outstanding season, low 50s this year in the NCAA finals for University of Arkansas. Great season.
Stephanie Ann McPherson comes up in lane 4.
Yeah, world champion over 4x4. Bronze medals at 400 and 4x4 for Jamaica, 49.34. Her fastest time ever, number 32 in the world.
In lane 3 is Natoya Gould-Toppin.
Toya Gould, great 4x4 runner for Jamaica. Has been some brilliant legs at the Penn Relays. Also, Jamaica's leading 800-meter runner has the national record at 156.15.
And in lane 2, 53.84.
Akrisa Aristi of MVP goes in lane 2.
Yeah, BVI, Christian Ersti, 53.2. Her best, and she will run from lane 2.
On your mark. Right, so sent to their blocks for semi-final 3 of 3. Women's 400 meters. Aristi in 2. Gould-Toppin in 3. McPherson in 4. Price, number 2 on the Jamaican list this season at 50.23. Leah Anderson in 6. And Janine Russell in 7. Top 2 advance automatically. So sent off. Aristi, Toppin, McPherson, Price, Anderson, and Russell. And going out quite quickly is a Price in lane 5. 50.23 at her best this season is Nikisha Price. She'll definitely be looking to get into tomorrow's final. And going with her is the veteran McPherson, the championship bronze medalist and Olympic finalist. And up top is Genevieve Russell as well. So these three, as they look to come into the home stretch, is Nikisha Price, who went out early. Will she pay the price, or will Russell get back at her? But it's Nikisha Price who at this point looks to have this one sewn up. Or does she? She holds on and comes across the line just ahead of Russell and close going for third. I think Bull Toppin might have taken third just ahead of McPherson, who really struggled in the last 100 meters. So 50.60 for Nikisha Price. And Russell taking that second automatic spot.
Arkansas had a big team in the 4x4 for women this year. Set a world best indoors in the NCAA championships and won the outdoor 4x4 as well. Nikisha Price from Vertex Star is a big part of that team. Comes here at 50.60 to win the second semifinal.
Yeah, great running and great timing from Nikisha Price down the backstretch. McPherson making inroads in the first 200 meters, but Price, as she's done indoor, has responded well to cover the next 100 meters and gets into the home stretch ahead of the rest of the field. Geneve Russell on the outside will run a personal best to come through for the second automatic spot, but Nikisha Price has run some stout 4x4s for University of Arkansas, the likes of Brittany Wilson and Joanne Reed, but she here gets through second fastest Jamaican this season at 50.23 and looks good to have a good showing in the final. She gets there along with Geneve Russell.
For the final placings, Nikisha Price 50.60, Geneve Russell 50.98. Top two advance automatically from this semi-final, and Gould Toppin coming through for third at 52.25. We'll wait to see if she advances among the next two best times.
Well, as it stands, 51.74 from Joanne Reed and 51.22 Cheyenne Salmon. They get through. So 3 400-meter hurdlers will be in Sunday's final. Rhonda White, Cheyenne Salmon, and the reigning champion Geneve Russell.
Exciting times. Certainly, the relay pools are looking good.
Exciting indeed.
So we're ready now for the Wasinka sponsor.
All right, so we turn our attention now to the men's event.
3 sections to come.
It will be 3 semi-finals, and the top 2 will qualify automatically. The next 2 will qualify on time. Here's the lineup for the first one: Janoy Brown, Kemar Davis, Zandrian Barnes, Sean Bailey, DeAndre Anderson, Malik James King, Malik Smith Band, Kareem Bartley.
The lane assignments for section 1.
That's
Sean
Sean
Bailey
Bailey.
on screen, but on the very outside though is Kareem Bartley.
Government sale to KC, to Iowa, to Texas Tech. Reliable 4x4 man for Jamaica on the men's team and on the mixed team.
This is Malik Smith Band in 7.
Yeah, these two men, Bartley and Smith Band, just about close to each other. Smith Band number 18 for Jamaica, 45.74, the Florida commit.
This is Malik James King.
4 hurdles, World Junior Finals in 2018. Running much faster his first half of all his races, making progress this year.
This is DeAndre Anderson in lane 5.
Anderson, ACC champion. Well, silver in ACC, 45.20.
Former Vertec man.
This is Sean Bailey in lane 4.
He the fastest Jamaican this year at 44.43 at the Drake Stadium on the 27th of May.
Beat Kirani James to do that. 44.43.
Zandrian Barnes is in lane 3.
Yeah, an athlete I quite enjoy watching. Zandrian Barnes has come to the party and has come to the party big time. Number 4 for Jamaica this year.
Lane 2 has Kemar Davis.
Davis, Titans Track Club.
And Janoy Brown runs from lane 1.
4 Jamaicans have the world champs qualifying standard. 45.00 faster. The leading man for Jamaica, Sean Bailey, so far at 44.43. His big sister, the brilliant Veronica Campbell Brown.
So they're sent to their blocks for semi-final 1 of 3. Brown, Davis, Barnes, Bailey, Anderson, James King, Smith Band, and Bartley. This one should be good. That's Bailey in 4. The man to watch. Jamaica is number 1 this season at 44.43. Sent off, and Bailey gets out well, along with the DeAndre Anderson. So it's the DeAndre Anderson who has gotten on the fastest as they head down that back stretch. So Anderson has taken aim at James King. Bailey still there. 200 meters to go, and up top, Karimi Bartley is also traveling well. So Karimi Bartley and DeAndre Anderson, who looks the best of the lot as they come inside the home stretch. Sean Bailey now will have some work to do, and he goes to work. Bailey joins Anderson. James King is also going well, and Barnes is also traveling well in lane 2, but Bailey will take this one just ahead of Anderson. Flash time of 44.86 for Sean Bailey. Top 2 advance automatically, and the top 2 here, Bailey and Anderson. 44.90 the winning time. 45.90 the winning time for 44.90 the winning time for Sean Bailey.
Sean Bailey left St. Jago, went to college at UTEP, where David Clark was his 400-meter coach, was national champion here 2 years ago, and here has come in great form. A measured first semi-final for the man in black. 3-4 in from the right-hand side, catches up to Anderson in the Clemson orange and white, and Dwayne sweeps past them in the third 100.
Yeah, and as has he done this season, he's run the fastest 120 of anyone else we've seen, and turns into home stretch. Not in front, gets by Anderson, who will finish with a personal best 45.02. Had to do a little bit more work than I think he expected, did Sean Bailey, but he did the job. 10 meters to go, looked across and checked to see where he was. Xandrian Barnes diving across the line for third at 45.15, and Malik James King 45.22, personal best for him. But Sean Bailey leads the qualifiers so far, with Anderson personal best 45.02 in second. The next two will have to wait to see if their times are good enough to the next round.
So 44.90 for Bailey, 45.02 for Anderson. Barnes on the bubble at 45.15, along with James King at 45.22.
Yeah, love to see the sub 45s here for the 400 men here in the National Stadium. Here's a look at Javon Francis, who will go in lane 3 in semi-final 2. We'll see the full lineup in a while. Here we are. And I got word a little earlier on that Rashid McDonald had not reported, the national record holder. So it's Najee McKeel, Marcus Hutchinson, Javon Francis, Antonio Watson, Demish Gay, Gregory Prince, and Anthony Cox. Yeah, would love to get word perhaps from the MVP camp as to why McDonald could not take his place here in lane 4 in this semi-final. It's another MVP man, Najee McKeel, by way of Port Antonio High. On the very outside is Anthony Cox. That's Javon Francis on screen.
This is Cox. A series of personal bests in last year's national championships.
Gregory Prince on screen.
Yeah, Greg Prince, formerly of St. Jago and South Plains University.
Is Demish Gay now in 6.
Twice a world champ finalist, 2017 and 19.
In lane 5 is Antonio Watson.
The world youth champion in 2007 has come into his own this season, over 400 meters with a personal best of 44.75.
Yes, as we told you, lane 4 is empty. No Rashid McDonald.
So unlucky after a series of lower back injuries.
This is Javon Francis in lane 3.
Made his breakthrough to international track 10 years ago as a Calabar schoolboy. Commonwealth medal in 2018 as an individual. Brilliant relay man.
This is Marcus Hutchinson now in lane 2.
Yeah, 44.88 to qualify for this semi-final. Marcus Hutchinson will run in lane 2.
Najee Nikhil in lane 1.
One of the gifted ones from Port Antonio High, picked up on the radar by the MVP, first year in this rank. That's Javon Francis, 44.50 his personal best. He
On your mark.
a key man on big relay teams, Olympic silver in the year 2016 on the 4x4.
Sixth on the Jamaican list this season as he heads inside his blocks.
Needs to go sub 45 and be in the top three in this tournament, or get the sub 45 before the end of July.
Caught for Antonio Watson in 5. Second fastest Jamaican this season at 44.75. Former World Youth Champion. Former Peter Steve standout. And sent off. As expected, Javon Francis gets out quite quickly and goes to work. Watson, well, he has not gotten out as quickly, but going very well up top is Anthony Cox, Gregory Prince. So 200 meters to go. Antonio Watson now takes aim. Going well up top still, Anthony Cox. Francis is a bit back and will have some work to do. It's the youngster Antonio Watson who leads them inside the home stretch. Demish Gay is also right there. Top two advance automatically. It's Antonio Watson looking easy, looking supreme. As he comes across the line at 44.94. The flash time 44.97 for Antonio Watson, head of Demish Gay. And those two take the top two automatic spots. And fast finishing Javon Francis. Well, he'll have to wait. He'll wait to find out if he advances. 45 seconds flat for the ever-improving Antonio Watson. So, gentlemen, it would seem as if he has arrived finally in this event at the senior level after flirting with the 200 meters on occasions.
After the 44.75, saw Antonio at Pan American Hockey Fives at Mona and said to him, "Son, you're a 40-meter runner," and he started to smile. This is proof again. A measured approach for Antonio Watson, has brilliant sprint speed, but spreads it out across all four quarters of the 400.
Yeah, absolutely does. And I think he has learned this event. We've seen him in the past run a negative split, and by that I mean a slow first 200 meters and gallop around the next two. This time around, as he's getting better at the event, he measures the race to perfection. Some stretch past Demish Gay. Javon Francis running a stout race trying to get back to them. But this season, this moment, Antonio Watson has conquered the hill that has given him so much trouble and now stands atop it, trying to find his own way at the world stage. But he looks good, looks composed to come through for 45.00 seconds. Even he looks so good and will be definitely having a shot in that final to get in the top three spots.
Yeah, he looks a genuine sub 45 man, showing that that sub 45 run at the Racers Grand Prix was no fluke.
No buck up. Genuine for Antonio Watson.
Yeah, 45 flat. Demish Gay 45.38. 45.64 for Javon Francis in third, and 46.56 for Anthony Cox in fourth.
Yeah, which means as it stands, Zandrian Barnes at 45.15 and Malik James King with a brand new personal best 45.22 are still the next best times getting in.
That's the Mar Francis of Baylor University in lane 8.
National indoor record holder over 200 meters.
North Carolina A&T's Shamar Chambers is in 7.
Former Calabar and St. George's man in Jamaica, part of the Dream Team 4x4 from 2018.
This is Delano Kennedy in 6.
Yeah, Delano Kennedy, 45 seconds this season, one of the best in the world at under 20 level.
Raheem Hales is in 5.
Maud McLeod to New York as a youngster has run 44.81 this season.
Number 3 on the Jamaican list as well this season.
Yeah.
This is Javon Powell in 4.
Edwin Allen to Kingston College, the UTEP to Florida, back to in Jamaica, national champion, Javon Powell.
In lane 3 is DeAndre Watkin.
JC man, last year at championships, 2 silvers, 200 and 400, lines up bright and happy in lane number 3.
This is Emil Gordon of MVP in 2.
48-78 to get to this semi-final.
And Paul Henry will go in lane 1.
Yeah, from New Europe, Paul Henry, 46-88 to get to the semi-final. 46-64 personal best.
Last race of day number 3 of the national championships.
On screen there, Javon Powell, who the national champion
On your mark.
years ago.
Sean Bailey winning the year before, coached by Davian Clark. Javon Powell winning last year, coached by Davian Clark. Powell now at Florida, the coach there, Mike Holloway.
So I'm running some stirring 4x4 legs for his Florida team. Going for new kid on the block, Raheem Hales as well, in lane 5, formerly of Maud McLeod, now at University of North Carolina. Too short to advance. Set off in this third semi-final. An even break for the field. Going well up top, Raheem Hales, who decides to take it out fast. Powell goes with him, as well as DeAndre Watkin. Delano Kennedy, the schoolboy, is also right there at the 200-meter mark. So it's Powell and Hales. And also going well up top, Damar Francis. Here comes the DeAndre Watkin as well, the former Jamaica College standout, who has that marginal lead inside the home stretch. Powell goes at him now. Top two will advance automatically. Javon Powell. DeAndre Watkin attacks. Powell tries to stay firm, and close to the line, they go through automatically nonetheless. These two, DeAndre Watkin and Javon Powell. And what a run by DeAndre Watkin, the former Jamaica College standout, who is now at Elite Performance. Raheem Hales left back in third, and he'll have to wait to see if he has ran fast enough to get into tomorrow's final. But your winner, the semi-final 3, Javon Powell, the former Henry Allen and Kingston College standout.
Yeah, and as it is, only these two will get through, Watkin and Powell. And Watkin, what a fabulous race from him. I think what I've noticed with him, he likes to run from the inside lanes, runs very fast from the inner lanes 1 to 3, but he did well to get to his first senior final at 400 meters. Look at the replay. Powell gets out well, so too Hales on his outside. The big first run from Shamar Chambers in lane 7, but the middle of the track, Delano Kennedy trying to make some inroads, but Watkin keeping it steady, keeping it composed, gets the 200 meters on the heels of Javon Powell. Big separation between them and Chambers on the outside, but the race is now up for the reckoning, and Watkin turns on the 4th gear and skedaddles into the home stretch. Gets by Powell, but Powell responds as he did last year in the home stretch and starts to motor. They fight tooth and nail, but it's Powell who gets the best of them at the line. DeAndre Watkin, what a brilliant run from him to make his first senior final.
Powell's form reminds me of the great Davian Clark in terms of how his arms are spread and as he comes off that turn.
David did coach him at UTEP for a good stretch of time, but just one thing, that word skedaddle gives me the heebie-jeebies. Big and powerful is Javon Powell, and skates back at the very end to win that last race of the day at 45.24.
Yeah, and only
only 2 athletes will make it from this one. As Dwayne told us earlier, just the top 2 who automatically qualify in Powell and Watkin, 45.24 and 45.26. The first one was so quick that it pulled through Zandrian Barnes and Malik James King at 45.15 and 45.22. So the spectators will begin to file out of the National Stadium here on day 3 of these championships. Just one more day to go to bring the curtains down. Your thoughts on what we witnessed today, Hubert Lawrence?
I thought it was a really good day. That concentration of field events, shot put, 19-meter throw for Daniel Thomas Dodd, the discus with the title defense at 66.12 by the impressive Travis Michael. And of course, the long jump, very exciting with Wayne Pinnock going back to back and Tajay Gale also there and Kerry McLeod also there. I thought it was a nice section. And to follow that with some brilliant sprint hurdles down the back end where uh, personal bests were flying left and right, started up by Yannick Thompson at 12.54. A lovely finish today, number 3.
Yeah. Comments from you, Dwayne?
Yeah, absolutely. And to see the outstanding performances in the long jump. 3 men will be going to the World Championship for us, and the Titans who did battle in the men's discus throw, also great to see. And it's just a lovely performance that was capped off by the hurdles in the women's side and the men's side. Philip Lemonius unfortunately not getting through, but Tyler Mason is making his statement, and I'm really happy for him. Likes of Hansa Parchment through as well to the final. So great performances all around.
Jeremy.
Well, certainly these championships have shown that it's worth coming out to see. And the only thing I think is missing are the spectators. I mean, even with the semifinals of the 400s just now and the semifinals of the sprint hurdles, it shows that the action is evenly spread throughout the days. And certainly I would want to encourage the spectators to come out for tomorrow's final day. Good to see Shelley and Fraser Price earlier today as well. Many were looking to see just the kind of shape that she would be in as she made her seasonal debut. 22.33 over the 200 meters and looking odds on for one of the top spots in the 200 final come tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, we're going to get you out of here in a short while. I'm going to show you some of the pictures from earlier today. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. And to Neil Thomas Dodd, likes of Shanika Ricketts, and some of the top performers here today. Wayne Pinnock in the long jump, also adding some colour to the meet. And of course, likes of Kai Chan there, outstanding Shelley and Fraser Price, 10-time world champion. Latoya Gultopin giving us a smile, and we ended there with that fantastic run from DeAndre Watkin. Thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow when we start at 3 in the afternoon. We take you all the way till the end. I'm Jordan Ford, signing out for now.